The victim is called Alice Asher. She owned this tobacco shop. She was killed yesterday with a blow to the back of the head.
Is Jap being too relaxed? Let us find the clues that prove it. Jap is in a good mood. I bet he thinks he's already caught the culprit.
The last customer to see Mrs. Asher alive left her shop at 5:30. The body was found at around 11 in the evening by an officer doing his rounds. The shop door was open. That's what alerted him. A little tobacco maybe, but you'd hardly murder for a few smokes. There's nothing of any real value in the shop.
What?
Aha, Franz Asher, the husband. Alcoholic and violent. It's said that he regularly insulted his wife and threatened to kill her. You know,
The place. Nothing suggests any sign of a fight. It's not just... It's open. There are no prints on... Red liquid is oozing. No, it's... The till does not appear. Ah, a mechanism. The till is full of money. This must be the key. There are... She just has... She has a... This poor...
Look! Of course, my friend, I'll do it straight away.
Did Ali... An inscription in German. The ashes were... Such a pretty decoration. I heard a family... Medicine. Laudanum ba... It's strange to find... From Mr. Despite Mrs. Asher's... What a strange box. This button appears... That should do it. Who is this? To my dear own... The victim... Let us... I... Nothing suggests any sign of a fight.
£4 a lettuce, a lovely large lettuce, 4 pence only.
This woman appears to be a smoker. She's a big smoker. She must have been a customer at the tobacco shop. Did you know Alice Asher well?
And for starters, who are you?
I'm Hercule Poirot, the detective.
You're foreign, that's for sure, with your accent and your odd way about you. And you'll hear about Alice's murder, I suppose. Well, I've nothing to say to you.
Did you speak to the victim yesterday?
No, I never saw her.
I do not quite understand. You work next door to each other, but you do not see each other?
It's true. I didn't see her all day.
I know that you went to the tobacco shop yesterday.
Well?
So you killed Mrs. Asher with a blow to the head?
No!
You asked for a packet of plays. She turned around to take it from the shelf and you hit her. One blow.
Listen, I didn't kill Alice, I swear. But it's true that I did go to the shop yesterday.
At what time?
6 o'clock. She left me a note saying she wanted some strawberries if I got some. I received them late, about 6. So I took them over to her.
But you did not see her.
She wasn't in the shop, so I just put the strawberries on the counter and left.
You were not alarmed?
I thought Alice had just gone to get her medicine from her room and that she'd be straight back.
You mentioned medicine.
Something for her cough. She used to take it a lot.
Who do you think killed her?
France! Her scoundrel of a husband. He was always after her for something. Well, he's a foreigner. Sorry, sir. What I mean is he's German. That's even worse.
Did you see Franz Asher enter the tobacco shop late yesterday afternoon?
Well, no. But at that time of the day, the streets are packed, and I have better things to do than watch her shop.
Hey, Poirot.
Let us now. Jap had the... Is her grief sincere? She appears to be very upset. She's dressed in mourning. She looks fragile. Stop crying, please. It is very annoying.
You don't understand. My aunt was the only family I had.
If you are her only relative, you will be the only one who inherits.
Sir, my aunt was poor. And in any case, I'm not interested in any legacy.
Yes, that is what everyone says.
Poirot, what have you done? I've never known you be so brutal.
It's Alice Asher. Bodley. According to the victim's account book, you owed her £10 for tobacco and magazines.
That's a lie. She owed me £1. I swear.
Now, please be so kind as to explain this.
Look at my account book. Alice owed me £11 for fruit and vegetables. I may have had a slate at her shop, but she had one at mine. She owed me £1. And that reminds me I have to get it back from her niece.
That is quite enough. Your account book has saved you, but I might ask Chief Inspector Japp to throw you in the cells for 1 or 2 nights while he checks your entries. Do you want to go to prison?
Prison? Now that's not fair. I haven't done nothing.
In that case, I am counting on your full collaboration.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Take it. It's what Alice used to sober up her husband. But try not to empty the bottle.
Mes amis, I can say without a doubt that poor Mrs. Asher was killed between 5:30 and 6.
Killed when the...
This man is in rather a bad state. This man has been fighting and he smells of alcohol. What were you doing yesterday at the time of the crime?
Can't recall.
You had been drinking again.
The occasional slap, sir, that's all.
And you cannot even remember how you ripped the coat?
I got it stuck in a door.
The truth is that someone gave you a good beating.
A beating? No way. All right, he tore my coat and gave me a black eye. You see the state of him.
Very interesting. Who is the other that you struck?
Probably best if I tell you everything. Yesterday afternoon, I met Roderick Tanner. We'd bet on a dog fight together.
An illegal bet, naturally.
Yes, sir. Our dog won. Roderick got the money, but he refused to give me my share.
And you fought about it. What time was this?
In the evening, about 6, I think. We were on the other side of town. You see, I couldn't have killed my wife.
Let us now. Let us now try. But he is not very educated. It certainly was not him who wrote the letter signed ABC. Let's resume. We know
I...
and the killer enters the shop. Mrs. Asher turns around to greet a customer. The murderer asks her for some tobacco. She turns her back to him. He seizes the opportunity to strike her. He then places the ABC upside down before leaving. Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
I thought...
I will go and see. Dear Mr. Poirot, we're having a crazy... The next crime will be in Bexhill. We must...
Did the letter...
To be honest, I think we can already guess something about the next victim. But I need to think about it a little more. Let us examine this. Certain characters in... Yes, this eye. Yes, the eye... I have to find some... It does... Of course, I have to find some other... Yes. That's right. My theory was right. These two... But then... Let us now...
So,
Oui, I believe so. But I am afraid it is not enough to stop the murderer. Let us go and see Chief Inspector Japp. I will explain there. to Scotland. Jap appears to be snowed under. Jap appears to already be overloaded with work. My news is not going to improve matters. I say.
Poirot? Indeed.
I do not. Do not be offended, Hastings. I can see Jap waiting for us. And from his face, I would say that things are not looking good.
How do you do?
Nope. Nope. The guide is open. The young... The skin is marked. A braid. Apart from the marks on her neck. Let us now... The poor child. Let us. The medical. You. A dual locking. Betty's first day at work. So, the young lady did... Here is... It definitely... You are far too impatient, Hastings. Let the poor people take in the news first. Let us go and visit the cafe where Betty worked. Something tells me that she's the owner of the ginger cat. This woman...
How can I help you?
A hot chocolate and a tea for my friend, please.
I'll bring it straight away.
I need to know that... Where is Betty? Betty worked from 11... These are the different ways. Most probably a single... This bill may have... Most probably a... Betty served the family.
What? Gentlemen, what are you doing?
We are... My... What can you tell us about Miss Barnard?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. Miss Barnard was my employee. Her private life was none of my business.
You did know at least that she had a young man.
Indeed.
This photo was found. Is this him?
Yes, that's him all right. But I haven't seen him for some time.
I find young people today very hard to understand.
You needn't tell me that. A few weeks ago, they argued just outside the cafe. Imagine what my customers must have thought.
I hope for you that it was an isolated incident. It must be difficult to keep a respectable establishment if your staff show themselves to be so shameless.
The young man only made a scene the once. Jealousy, no doubt. It must be said the young girl was very pretty.
Thank you for your time, Mademoiselle Mérion. You have been of great help.
The cut.
No.
What?
Her new dress. She wanted a pair of black stockings to go with it. Mother brought her a pair. The very day it happened. She was crying. And to think that Betty never even wore them. Poor Mummy.
What is she feeling at the moment? Betty's older sister is not just sad, she's angry. Your sister had a fiancé, I believe?
Yes, he's called Donald Fraser. A very nice man.
Do you know where we might find him?
He works at the estate agent's, Corton Brunskill. Betty's room is opposite the stairs on the first floor. Feel free to take a look if you think it might be useful.
This your... Who knows?
Or...
Bring him to the Ginger Cat. I would like to talk with him before the Chief Inspector finds him. Looking at... It looks like Betty has a very busy life. Betty liked luxury and going out, and being as pretty as she was, she probably did not have any problem getting herself invited. It looks like Betty was also a music lover, the same as her family. Without a doubt, Betty used to sing. I've finished. Medicine. Something on this. Good. It should. Look, a key. This could be useful. What a strange mechanism. I don't see. Ah, something. This could be useful. Betty, I enjoyed. My dearest Betty. A record sleeve with an end. Let us see. So, what? I heard the sound. I just have to put the record on. It looks like.
Oh, Donald! We're in the middle of recording.
Sorry, Betty, but it's not wise. The doctor said you should rest your voice.
You're such a killjoy sometimes.
It looks like this woman is single, but she has feelings for someone. She is looking so intensely at this photo. But is it really a sister that she's studying in this manner?
Yes, he would have made Betty a good husband. He was always attentive and generous. Oh, a true gentleman.
I hear. You have not mentioned Donald's jealousy.
There's nothing to say.
You are a poor liar, Mademoiselle Bernard.
Excuse me, Mr. Poirot, but I do not see why you are interested in our humble little crime.
It would appear that your sister's murder is the second in a series that we have to stop as quickly as possible. The first was in Andover, and the same as your sister, the murderer sent me a letter informing me that a crime would be committed in that town. Now can I count on your honesty?
Yes, you have my confidence, Mr. Poirot. Don is a quiet and sensitive young man, slightly reserved too, and as is often the case with reserved people, when he flew into a temper, he completely lost control. He could be so violent. Betty was frightened.
And when was this?
The first time was about a year ago. But they rowed more recently. Donald found out that Betty had lied to him. She said she was going out with a girlfriend, but she went out for dinner with a married man. It was an awful scene. She told him that until they were married, she was free to go with whoever she pleased. Donald turned quite pale and started shaking and kept saying one day.
Well?
He'd commit murder.
Do you think that is what happened?
No, Mr. Poirot, I don't believe that. You yourself said he may be a recidivist madman. Don loved...
Very good.
Fraser is at the Ginger Cat. The police haven't spoken to him, but they want to.
Très bien, Hastings. Let's see him now. Au revoir. Let us now... Let us... Bien. Megan Barnard said he is a reserved character but with a nasty temper. We will see if this is the case. How do you... This man looks suspicious. Donald Fraser is in a terrible state, as if he hadn't slept all night. And he is drinking White Horse.
Leave me alone.
If I have understood correctly, Betty was not the sort of person to listen to advice.
You're right.
She always did as she pleased.
And what did she have in mind for yesterday evening?
She said she was having dinner with her sister.
Yet Megan only returned to Bexhill this morning, Mr. Fraser.
I didn't know.
Right. May I ask you what you were doing yesterday evening?
I spent the evening working.
Your colleagues can confirm this?
No, I often take work home with me.
Therefore, you have no alibi, Mr. Fraser.
That's right. But that doesn't make me a murderer, Mr. Poirot. I would like you to leave now, please.
Ah,
I...
The killer and the victim are walking on the beach. Miss Betty has a bag, a belt around her waist, and carries her shoes in her hand. Both of them walk slowly to hut number 5. Both of them walk slowly to hut number 6. Miss Betty enters the hut. She leaves without her belongings. Then she hides a coat. They keep walking. Then she removes her belt.
The murderer moves behind her and then attacks her by surprise. The body falls, lifeless, on the sand.
Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened. Return to London, mon cher Hastings. Right, back to London.
Jap.
It is not a bad idea. The more people who know, the greater our chances of finding out something of interest.
Poirot, I have a bad feeling.
By the way, Alors, Jap.
where in today?
Hastings. the same, it really is a disgrace to leave your belongings in such a mess. Voila! It only took a minute.
Poirot, you were right. I've just consulted the ABC guide. There's no hurry. The next train doesn't leave till 11:45.
You see, there is no need to hurry. We will not be in Churston until tomorrow morning, after the murder.
But why has the murderer warned us so late? It's not what he usually does. Did he do it on purpose?
Very good question, Hastings. We should also compare the letter we have just received with the other two, although I have very little doubt about what we will find. Right, let us compare this new letter. Let us examine this more. Certain characters in the... Yes, That's right. The A characters in the two letters do in... I have to find some other... Yes, this... Yes. I have to find some... The W. Of course, the W character. My theory was right. Let us... Oh, the...
Poirot, the
I have some news from... He was... Yes, let's meet on the train. The victim is...
This... The site is exceptional. It is easy to imagine that Sir Carmichael used to enjoy stopping here every evening. The vegetation... The body is... Jap has empty... A signet ring. Nothing appears to be missing. An oriental dress. It is pointless. An ABC guy. The gravel. Apart from the wound to the throat. Sir, let us now try. Let us... The killer has...
Quite. Yeah.
To be honest... Ah, here. Please, Mr. Poirot. Mr. Poirot.
Please.
No. There is something elegant about her. She has good taste, except perhaps in her choice of jewelry.
Please.
My brother's wife...
Rather just say that you do not want her to testify.
You don't seem to realize her condition. She doesn't even know he's dead. Sorry, but it's not possible.
Of course, I understand. Someone set a trap for your brother. Who was familiar with his habits?
Everybody knew he took his evening walk at 8:30, and that he always followed the same path.
Was it a dark night?
It was a new moon. I took a lantern.
So it was you who found the body.
Yes, along with the gardener.
Have you seen any strangers around the house recently?
No. As far as I know, nobody has been near the house.
Miss Clark.
Hasty.
But, Poirot, a gentleman shouldn't...
I take full responsibility. All you have to do is to leave the drawing room door ajar and let me know if anyone is coming. Turtle, the dragon, the crane and the tiger. I think I've already seen this motif somewhere. The position of each motif resembles that of those on the table. I think I heard a bang. This is Ernest Logan. Lady Clark, your wife. I estimate that Lady... This dagger...
Here's Miss Grey.
Sorry to...
This porcelain...
It's about 3...
She appears to be very flustered. She's unable to hide her emotion, and her makeup has been disturbed. I think that this young woman has just been kissed.
Here? Teapot with black dragon.
You...
Acquired while working with Sir Carmichael. I used to help him manage his collection and choose his new acquisitions.
Did you have a good relationship with your employer?
He treated me well, and I am sorry for his death.
Have you seen any strangers hanging around in the past few days?
No. Nobody has been near Cumside.
What were you doing yesterday evening at the time of the murder?
I was sleeping. I was woken by the telephone at 11. I heard Franklin Clark speaking with the gardener. They left with some lanterns and they found the body.
What are your feelings about Franklin Clark?
What an odd question. Of course I think he's a good man. He's energetic, nice, very sociable.
Earlier...
Sir Clark is taking his customary walk. Our killer is hiding behind a bush. The old man walks quietly along the gravel path. Then he turns towards the sea to gaze at it. The killer leaves his hiding place on the right-hand side. He approaches silently over the grass. Then he throws himself on his prey and cuts the poor man's throat. He then lays down the ABC before leaving. Everything appears to match the crime scene, Monsieur Hastings. That is exactly what happened. I hope to... Franklin... The songs... Some... She appears to have taken more care with her appearance than the last time. She's looking at Mr. Fraser out of the corner of her eye. Did she make herself beautiful for him? Donald is always on edge. Donald Fraser is very nervous at the moment, even if he is trying hard to control himself. I wish to say...
Get to the point.
Megan, dear...
Mr. Pro...
Please excuse me. What I have...
See,
Your sister used...
she dreamt about it, but she had a very bad cough. It troubled her greatly. She had to cancel auditions and miss lots of opportunities. A pity.
Yes, she sang well, but that doesn't tell us much about the murderer.
Qui sait? Let us now try...
Well, Mr. Poirot,
It's no...
Oh, sir, I cannot accept...
But you must...
Mr.
Well,
But of thank you all for coming. We will meet again soon. The meet. Let us now. The first two victims. It would.
Please.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Have a nice trip, mademoiselle. Detail. The cla-
How... Thank you. Oh, thank you kindly. Goodbye, Mr. Poirot.
Here is. Madame, you are tired, so I will get straight to the point. What can you tell me about this business?
What business, Mr. Poirot?
No doubt. You wish to talk to me about what happened to your husband?
Ah, yes. Oh, poor Carmichael. Has the madman who killed him been caught?
Not yet, chère madame. There was a great many people in Cheston on the day of the murder.
Indeed. People go straight to the beach. They don't come near Coomside.
So, there were no strangers around the house that day?
Who said that?
The people who live here. Your brother-in-law, Miss Gray.
Miss Gray? Oh, I don't like her. Franklin wanted her to stay, but I insisted she should go, immediately.
You are entitled to do so, naturally.
I'm pleased that you approve. The others have been taken in by her. But at least you can see through that self-pity act. See what she's up to. Oh.
This subject. This subject. This subject. I hope that Hastings will not be cross with me.
Oh, what are we talking about? Ah, yes, Thora Grey. Oh, Carmichael had great esteem for her, but for me she was nothing but a hypocrite.
You're probably right, madame.
You have seen through her. I'm so pleased that I've convinced you.
Well, I appear to have been wrong about Thora Grey.
So you all agree. How nice it is to be all of the same mind.
Franklin really idealized Miss Grey.
Absolutely. It's so good to see that you all agree with me.
Miss Grey did look after you very well, though.
Outwardly. But she's hiding something. I think she tried to poison me.
Miss Grey? A poisoner? But everybody appears to like her.
It proves she knows what she's doing. She's manipulative and she's a liar.
A liar?
Let's see, didn't she say that on the day of the crime nobody was around Coomside?
That is correct.
Well, at 11 o'clock I saw her talking to someone.
Really? And what was this man like?
An ordinary sort of man with a very plain face. Oh, I don't remember well.
Was he a gentleman?
No, he was not a gentleman.
It would be best to leave her to sleep now. Hello?
Poirot? No. Have you seen... She's a... Poirot.
Each two...
Poirot.
No. Miss Thora Grey, arsenic trioxide. The Black Dragon's Curse. To Franklin. How am I going? Leaving the code on the trunk. So, what is this sound? I should be able to open the trunk now. There we are. Why has Franklin... An Allen key. An Allen key. It can be another screw. This engraving is not very... Franklin must really love his country to have an engraving in his... A signet ring? A signet ring with a code written on it. 1587. It may be useful to me. I see some papers that... Valuer's report. Court and Brunswick. This died. Ernest Logan. Lady Clark. I estimate that Lady Clark... The door... The plates around the picture appear to have unlocked. I think I've already seen these symbols on Franklin's trophies. The Lion of Sumatra. The Alaskan could... The African kudu. I heard the sound of a mechanism. Strange way of These documents are very... It does... Sir Car... Dear... Things... She... You... Charlotte Clark... I will... At all... I... Sir... It... Eton... School rep... Four Chinese sim... At last, the cupboard is open. Gentle and wild. The railway children. For Franklin. Traveling in China, a practical guide for English travelers. Helmet, flask and rifle. The door is locked. A dark dragon from Attention, Franklin. Update. I've already seen similar daggers. The door is locked. This unit contains lots of no. Where is the There. It was probably... Look, this object. Let us now try. Everything. Let us now. Après. Perfect.
Yes, of course.
Donald?
This. Donald is short of sleep, and it looks as if he didn't even bother to undress before going to bed.
Mr. Poirot, I don't know why I'm here.
You wanted to talk, and you came to find the only man capable of hearing you.
Mr. Poirot, since Betty's death, I've doubts about myself. I don't know what to do. And I keep having a horrible dream 3 nights in a row.
Have a drink, and tell me about this dream. Let us know. Mr. Fraser,
So
I do not Mademoiselle, I asked you here in order to answer a very important question. You lied to us, and I demand to know why.
But what are you talking about?
Yet, Lady Clark maintained that she saw you talking to a stranger on the front doorstep.
Really? She must have been mistaken. Oh, I remember now. I'd forgotten all about it, but it wasn't important. It was just a salesman. One of those traders who sell stockings from door to door.
Can you describe him to me?
Medium size, glasses, dark suit, and a felt hat. Not the sort of man you notice. Completely harmless. That's why I forgot all about him.
Nothing else?
He was very hesitant and shy. Usually door-to-door salesmen are very confident, but he wasn't.
Mademoiselle, the circumstances of your departure do not appear very clear.
Mr. Poirot, your questions are offensive. I don't wish to lie. Lady Clark did not appreciate my presence. And Franklin cannot go against the wishes of a sick lady. He is a good man, and he worries a great deal about his sister-in-law.
I noticed that you left some personal belongings behind at Churston. Are you planning on returning to Churston?
Who knows what the future holds?
Bien. I must ask you one last question. Please reply frankly with either yes or no. If Lady Clark had died, would you have agreed to marry Sir Carmichael if he'd asked you?
How dare you ask such a question? Sir Carmichael treated me just like his daughter. And all that I ever felt him was affection and gratitude, nothing else.
Thank you, mademoiselle. I will not keep you any longer.
I met Thora Grey on the stairs. Her cheeks were ablaze, and she appeared to be deeply hurt. Poirot, have you offended the poor girl again? Do you have good reasons for accusing her?
I accused her of nothing, Hastings. I simply asked her an important question she did not answer. Let us see if we can answer it for her. True. Let us now. It's Chief in.
I see.
Yeah.
You're Right. The hunt is on.
What's... Mr. Poirot. I'm quite sorry for you. If at first you don't succeed, try again. We've a long way to go still. Typery? No, that comes later. Letter T. The next little incident will take place in Doncaster on September 11th. So long. ABC. I should compare this. Let us examine this more closely. Certain characters in the two letters may have similar. Yes, this I. Yes, the. I have to find some other. Yes, the. That's right, the A. I have to find some others. The double. Of course, my theory was right. These two letters were written with the same typewriter. Hastings. Chief Inspector.
He's on.
Yeah.
Very well, sir.
Bien, now I'm going to see what I can find from these burnt documents. I've received the product I need. Hastings, if you do not mind, I would like you to take a few notes.
Yes, yes.
Now, down. What of this needs? This page is finished. That's done. 3. This piece should be placed. This piece should be placed here. This page is finished. And that's 2 done. This page is charged. This page is finished. Only one more. This page is finished. All the pages are. The cloth is now soaked. Alexander Dick. Let us now.
Hello, Poirot. You wanted a stocking seller? Yeah, it's a serious lead. Indeed.
It appears...
Look at the fourth fire.
Mon Dieu.
Speak. He arrived today. Shall I call him for you? Wait. But who is... do you think that Cust might be... What should I do? Oh, indeed. I shall keep out of the...
Hello, well, yes.
Hastings. To Marbury Guest House, please.
How do you do?
Madame, you may be of valuable help to me.
It would be my pleasure to help you. Will there be some journalists there as well?
I think you might even be interviewed. You are key witness.
I've suspected him for some time, but he appeared so harmless. Oh yes, sometimes he got angry and waved his arms about. But even then, he wasn't frightening. And he was as gentle as a lamb again immediately afterwards. It was only this morning that I understood. He told me he was going to Cheltenham, but my daughter saw him at Euston Station. It's not the right station. To get to Cheltenham, you have to take the train from Paddington. And what's more, Mr. Cuss left behind an ABC with Doncaster underlined. As you can imagine, when I saw that, I called Scotland Yard.
One moment, please. How did you know that Cust had underlined Doncaster in his railway guide?
I went and had a look in his room.
I see. Do you make a habit of searching through your lodger's belongings?
Well, what are you going to do later? I bet you're going to poke around his room too.
Tell me, did you have any other reason to suspect Mr. Cust?
He's rather queer. He talks to himself. He has a bad cough. Because of the war, he says. And then he was in Churston when that millionaire got murdered. I found his train ticket when I washed his coat. He didn't want me to wash his shirt. He washed it himself. But I did see big brown stains on it.
Where were the stains on the shirt?
Can't recall.
Cust used to travel for his work. Is that correct?
Yes, although he was unwell on trains.
Do you know where Cust was at the time of the murder in Andover and Bexhill? On June the 21st and July the 25th?
No idea.
But surely you keep a register.
It won't do you much good. Mr. Cuss rents his room for the year. If he goes away for a few days, I have no reason to make a note of it. Ah! I remember one thing. Bexhill's by the sea, right?
Indeed, it is a large seaside resort.
Well, as it happens, at the start of July, Mr. Cust asked me to repair his bathing dress. Suspicious, huh?
Very interesting. Please continue.
I also forgot to say that he started buying newspapers that talked about the case.
When did he start buying the newspapers?
Let's see. I think it was just after the millionaire's murder in Churston. He didn't seem all that interested before that.
That will be all for now. I'm going to take a look at his room.
Take the key on the counter.
I should...
I don't think my...
The truth is becoming apparent. Mrs. Marbury, if I am to believe the register, you rented room 306 to a certain Mr. Fishman on the day of the Bexhill murder? Room 306 is Cust's room. Can you explain yourself?
If I did, it was because Mr. Cust wasn't here. What about it?
You rented the same room to two people. That's fraud.
Calm down, Mr. Poirot. My lodgings were full and I couldn't let poor Mr. Fishman sleep outside.
The big most all the men are this dog. Laudanum is subject with proper diethyl barbiturate. I know this medicine is subject with proper how hopeful. This place is a real mess. The least we can say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance. It's a long-bladed knife is subject with proper Cust is John Milligan. Dear Sir, regarding the schedule of this letter establishes that Cust I have to get the left-hand heel has been removed. The right-hand heel has been removed. And here is the ribbon. I only need the I have to get the ribbon. How am I going to do it? The right-hand heel has been the left-hand heel has been and here is the ribbon. I only need the ink ribbon for my inquiry. I will let Jack clean the keyboard if you wish. And here is the ribbon. I only need the all the letters and ABC. Stock. Let us now The register... No use con... Goodbye, Mrs.
I'm I've listened.
Let us... To Scotland. This man is not in good shape. He is worried and very tired, and other police have been hard on him. Good day, Mr. Cust. I am Hercule Poirot.
Ah, you're the detective.
Yes, I am the person you have been sending the letters to.
I didn't write these letters. I've already said so.
Très bien. You did not hide these letters. But the question remains, who did?
Probably one of my enemies. I have many.
I do not believe that you are capable of murder, Mr. Cust.
I hope not.
You suffered during the war.
It's true. I was wounded. I suffered. But the army was the only place I didn't feel inferior. No questions. Just orders to follow.
But ever since you were wounded, you have absences, bouts of amnesia.
And headaches.
Professor Clark treated you.
Yes, a few years ago he really helped me with my burned throat.
Of course, you never considered killing a doctor who took such good care of you.
No, never.
You were seen at all the crime scenes.
Yes, I was. I travel a lot, but not for pleasure. I am terribly unwell in trains. But I had to respect my engagements. My employer gave me very precise written instructions about the towns I had to visit.
Let's see. The company you claim to work for, Silky Legs, has never heard of you. And as for these letters they sent you, they were written on your own typewriter.
The company sent me the typewriter when I started working for them.
Yes, but the letters were received afterwards. So it would appear that you typed them before sending them to yourself.
I don't remember. Good God! I don't know what's happening to me. My head hurts terribly.
Take this. It will help you.
Oh.
But
And?
let us now try.
I don't... But... Come... But...
To Whitehaven, please.
Custom.
The white ammunition. The revolver.
Yes. And the... So...
Of course.
Why have you brought us?
Perhaps...
Let us. Of course. First of all, remember that the murderer made it a rule to always post his letter before the murder. He never digressed from that rule. However, in Churston, he encountered a problem. The village has only 500 inhabitants. With advance warning, it would be easy to arrest him. Therefore, the murderer delayed his letters deliberately with the wrong address. The plan wouldn't have worked if he'd sent it to Scotland Yard or the papers because everybody knows their addresses. The mistake would have been corrected and the letter would have been on time. That is why the murderer chose me as the recipient.
Because for his plan to succeed, it was necessary for at least one of the letters to have a wrong address and get lost. It was very cunning.
Absolument. It is a very subtle plan. It matches the profile we have drawn up of him perfectly. That of an intelligent, daring and calculating murderer.
But that's not how you describe Cust.
You... Mr. Let us now. Dr. Clark's patient's records provided a very useful list of potential victims. sorted by alphabetical order. The killer definitely used it, explaining the fact that all the victims were former patients of the doctor. It is this fact that clears Cust once and for all, because he never had access to these records. So how did he happen to be at the scene of the crimes? Either the murderer sent him there, or Cust was following him closely. Cust's highly suggestible nature leads us to the second hypothesis. The murderer was manipulating him. He systematically sent Cust to the towns where he was going to strike, so that the suspicion would land on the poor man's shoulder.
That's...
On reflection,
You think I'm...
you... Let us now... Ladies and gentlemen, Donald may share many character traits with the murderer, but he does not have his cold indifference. He has a temper. It is hard to imagine him planning anything. Also, jealousy is his motive, and crimes of passion are rarely planned.
Right.
Let us know. As you have... For you... One thing proves it.
Enough.
Oh, of course, you wiped the typewriter before sending it. But not carefully enough. Scotland Yard has found your print along with those of Cust.
I understand why you never wanted to lend me your new typewriter, and why you were searching through your brother's things. And the hole you dug on the moors. What did you hide there? The knife you used to kill your brother?
Game, set, match. You win, Mr. Poirot. But it was worth trying. Don't come near me! I'll never let you take me, Mr. Poirot! Took the law into his own hands.
He had no right. He should have paid for his crimes. I should have expected what he did.
Come on, Poirot. Everybody makes mistakes.
Exactly. Hastings, if one day I sound pretentious, please whisper these 3 letters in my ear. ABC. They shall remind me that we all have our limits, even me.
Disappointed at having missed the chance to become Lady Clark, Thora Grey left England. Donald Fraser and Megan Barnard married. On Poirot's recommendation, Mary Drower started to work for Lady Clark. The elderly lady's condition suddenly took a turn for the better. And a few months later, to Dr. Logan's great surprise, she was back on her feet again. According to this eminent physician, it appears to be an extremely rare case of spontaneous remission. Lady Clark has enjoyed very good health ever since. Journal of an Innocent, the incredible story of ABC. As for A.B. Cust, after being advised by Poirot, he made a great deal of money by selling his story to the press. And as for me, and with business booming, the Black Swan has become the #1 tourist attraction in the whole of Yorkshire, even more popular than York Minster.